Here we are in Melrose. We're out for a run. It's rather overcast, but it's dry so far. We're just heading up towards the Abbey, the ruined Abbey in Melrose. Whether we're going or not, I'm not sure. It's well worth a visit, but we're going to have a wander around the town, so I'll try and take a video from the various street corners. Here's the girls way ahead. I better catch up with them and find out what it is we're going to be doing. But that's the Abbey that we'll probably be heading for. There's another view of the Abbey, ruined. Lies in ruins now. It was burnt down by the English in one of their many raids north of the border. It's a lovely Abbey, right enough. We're not going in apparently, for some reason. But the Abbey is where the heart of King Robert the Bruce, King Robert, King of Scots, is buried. His body is buried in Dunfermline Abbey. His heart is buried in Melrose Abbey. The reason for that being is when he died, on his deathbed, he asked his trusty aide to cut out his heart when he died and take his heart on to a pilgrimage and a crusade to the Holy Land, which he always wanted to do. So that was duly done, and when the aide came back to Scotland, rather than bury the heart along with the body, the heart was laid to rest in Melrose Abbey. So the girls are actually next door at the walled garden, having a look at flowers and things. So I'll catch up with them there. I've just decided to have a cup of coffee until the girls reappear. I'm sitting in the wee square, and you actually get a better view of the market cross. Quite busy just now with a lot of tourist buses, people coming and going. You can see from their attire that the rain's expected, although it's actually quite warm, just that it's overcast and threatening. Some lovely buildings here dating back to the 18th century, 1850, 1860, things like that. So anyway, I might get myself a cake if they don't appear soon. That hill there leads you up to the new hospital for the Borders Regional Hospital, brand new hospital that serves all the border town and villages. So quite a nice view. Closer look at the museum for the Trimontium Centre. Well worth a visit. Explains the history behind the Roman occupation of the area, all its history, fortifications, trade routes, how it suppressed the local tribes and clans. People think that the furthest north the Romans got was Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, but actually they got as far north in Scotland as Callander in the Trothocs, which is north of Stirling. So they're well into Scotland. There's a better view perhaps of the High Street as it goes down towards the Melrose Rugby Club, home of the famous Melrose Sevens annual rugby competition that draws in teams from as far afield as Canada, New Zealand, Hong Kong, etc. There you see two of the three hills that surround Melrose, hence the name Trimontium for the Roman settlement, tri meaning three. Sweeping round, we've got school kids on their sports field, busy main road, and the cars parked at the Melrose Rugby Club. That's rugby football. And there you see the rugby posts, very similar to American football, or North America NFL is it? I can't remember. But Melrose RFC, Rugby Football Club. a very strong Borders rugby club, and home, as we said, of the Melrose Sevens international competition. And I see the next one is on the 9th of April 2011. So get yourself along for a good day out in Melrose in the Scottish Borders. We are in Peebles. We're outside one of the old churches in Peebles. It's now been converted to a theatre and it's very popular. Sitting outside in the sunshine, and I have the two Jeans. They're having a lunch consisting of a Scotch pie and a can of iron brew. Unfortunately, we couldn't all get on the same seat. But there's Arlene. She's just finished her pie. Obviously she's a quick eater. It's a lovely day in Peebles, and as I say, there's a pair of them finishing off their Scotch pie. We're at the top of the high street. We've gone run down, so we'll get another shot, but there you can see just the Market Cross, which sits at the top of the high street of the new town, and just behind these buildings is the River Tweed that flows through, and there's the school kids finishing school at lunchtime, coming in for their pies, chips and burgers. Very healthy eaters, the Scots. This is a good view of Peebles High Street, stretching from the Market Cross here at the top of the high street to the church and its church clock tower at the bottom of the high street. The clock's got a nice set of chimes on the hour, quarter past the hour, half hour and quarter to the hour, so you always know the time it is in Peebles. It's a Wednesday and half the shops are shut because they still away the Wednesday half day closing, so we're dead lucky that we managed to get our pie from the butchers, or it was at the baker's, both owned by the same group, before they shut. Obviously they stayed open long enough to feed the hungry school kids who came here in hordes and are now busy devouring pies, friedies and pasties. The girls have just been in the sweetie shop getting confectionery, or candy as it's called, I believe, in America, or Canada. There they are, we wave. So we're way down for a shopping experience in the high street. Just let's hope that all the gift shops are shut on the Wednesday afternoon, otherwise it's going to cost a fortune. Here's a different view of Peebles High Street. The Market Cross at the top of the high street. And just get it in focus. And although it's half day, the high street's really quite busy. That white building you see there is the town hall, and the War Memorial behind there. A whole range of hotels, Country Inn, very popular for sports fans, just got a widescreen TV. Some very nice buildings, been up for many years, and at the very bottom, the New Kirk as they call it, because it's near in the old kirk, and it's ever chiming clock tower.